Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Luni, Horst Luni. I'm the master taster of Whisky.com, and today I'm here in the Eddardour distillery in Scotland, in Pitlochry. And well, this is the second live tasting I'm doing here in Scotland, and unfortunately we weren't sure if it works out here in the mountains. And well, the connection was quite weak in the last hour, so it's not that easy, but hopefully we come through with this. And here at the Eddardour distillery, I'm going to taste 3 different Eddardour whiskies, which are very special, which shows that the Eddardour distillery also has peated whiskey. The Eddardour distillery is, or was, the smallest distillery in Scotland. And well, this changed when the licenses for microdistilleries were available in Scotland, and in former times this were the smallest licensed stills available in Scotland. Today Eddardour is called the small gem of Scotland. There had been only a 10 years old Eddardour for a very long time on the market, and then when Andrew Symington from the Signatory Vintage enterprise took over Eddardour in the year, I think, around 2000. Then he started to experiment with different cask maturations, starting with peated whiskey. And today the peated whiskey is called the Belechin, and this Belechin has a 50 ppm peated malt content and is very up to Islay style whiskies. And the typical Eddardour 10 years old is, well, a heftily sherried whiskey. I'm looking around. Is there a Eddardour whiskey here in the tasting room, the original? Probably on the right hand side you see the old bottles from former times, the House of Lords whiskey, which was especially made for the House of Lords in London. So the first bottle I'm going to taste is only available here at the distillery, and it was made by, not by mistake, but how it's called, serendipity. It's called PTM Eddardour, PTM, peated through maturation, because this Eddardour was filled in an ex-Port Ellen cask. Ex-Port Ellen cask is here in white letters on the blue background. It's quite difficult to see. And only 193 bottles came out, and this cask was just emptied 14 years ago here for the independent bottler of Signatory Vintage. And then Eddardour whiskey was filled in, and that Eddardour whiskey took over the smoke from the cask, from the residual of the Port Ellen which was in that cask. Port Ellen is long gone from the independent bottlers, but Port Ellen will open in 2019. I said that already in the FAQs, which come online in a few days, I think. So Port Ellen is going to be reopened real soon now. This is a untypical Eddardour because it was matured in an hogshead. So there's not this typical sherry influence in the Eddardour, but there's a little smoke in it, very little smoke, because there's a rest of the Port Ellen whiskey in the porous walls of the staves, and that gives the peat into the whiskey. There are some light medicinal notes in it. There's some vanilla coming through, and this one has 58.7 ABV. Yeah, and some damp notes. I have no idea what this whiskey costs. I don't think you can buy bottles, but I think you can buy a dram here at the distillery. Oh, there was too few. Here we go, just around 50. It lightens up now. The peat level around 6 to 8 ppm, which is a lot for a peated through maturation. Probably a little less. In the beginning it starts hefty with the peat, and then it's less. Rich, full, and fruity, sweet, incredible. Ah, a wonderful whiskey, and covering my mouth, long, and well, a little remembrance of the sea. So this is untypical for an Eredauer, very untypical. Yeah, this is the first. Now we're just running out of juice in the computer, so I have to hurry up a little bit. Do you already have a question at the live stream?
You mentioned you guys are in the Scottish mountains. Are you guys doing this review exactly? Where are you guys doing this review exactly?
This is the tasting room in the Eredauer distillery, which is situated just above. Okay, so there was a small gap. We're going by, not by Wi-Fi, no, we're going by a smartphone. This is quite tricky, and hopefully we're still online. And now we're going for the second one. And this was done, I think, by mistake, as I was told. This is a mixture of Eredauer and Balechen. Balechen is, as I said, very peated one, and Eredauer, the normal sherried one. And this was matured for 8 years, and there's a mixture of 1 sherry cask, the big one, and 3 smaller ex-bourbon casks from Balechen. So it's roughly a 50-50. Mixture. This is done at 46% ABV. It's available on the market, and I think this first mistake, if it was a mistake at all, I don't really know, will be repeated, because this one is so, well, was bought by a lot of people, so they like it. There's a medium peat level in it. It's less than Islay style, definitely more than Orkney or Mull of Kintyre style. There's a fruitiness coming through, a lot of sherry in it. Comes from the Eredauer style of malt. So this is still a single malt, because both whiskies, the peated Balechen and the unpeated Eredauer, come from the same distillery. So this is not a blended malt, it's a single malt from a single distillery, but has whiskey of 2 different kinds in it. Not only different casks, but different kind, because one is peated, one is not. Again, a mixture, and now the peat level is strong in my mouth, covering my mouth, and there's some mouth watering here, a little spiciness developing. It's only 8 years old, so it's a younger type of whiskey. It's already old enough so that the youthness of the whiskey isn't there, but it's stronger than typical malts from Eredauer. Yeah, a wonderful medium whiskey, showing everything Eredauer has to offer. The peated one, the not peated one, the sherry and the non-sherry, the big casks, the small casks. So this is one of the best buys at Eredauer, if you would like to know how the average of Eredauer is. Do we have any questions?
No. We have 33 people watching. What they're
33?
Yeah.
So this is quite good for and without an information up front. Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Question?
No question.
No question. Oh, I'm sorry.
No people asking questions.
So this one is a very, very special one. It's a Balechen, and here it says XPTMXCHA. No, that's not kind of Russia. This is called, I have to read it. This is derived from extra peat, XP, extra peat, through maturation, TM. We saw this TM on that bottle. in an ex-Karl Ihler hogshead. Over 14 years, the residual peat and smoke from the Karl Ihler cask has added more intensity to the peat and smoke we would normally expect. So the maximum peat comes out of the malt, which is used for the Belechin, and the additional peat from Karl Ihler is definitely a little less, say at least 10 times less. So there's a little bit of extra peat in it. Yeah, this is heftily peated, 14 years and still extremely peated. There is some barbecue influence in it. Not only the smell of the burnt flesh, but also the smoke. And, well, some tar coming through. So this is hefty. I'm going over a little bit into stinky. So it's strong. Yeah. It's going over into some, yeah, I can't tell you. So the people who like the smoke very much, this is an extreme variation of it. Yeah, this is a lot of alcohol in it. 62.7 at 14 years, so the cask, they rested quite in a good place, so that they do not lose too much. Now it's lighter, a little dryness coming through, a little citrus note, and some eucalyptus. What a strong stuff! Wow! Really mouth-watering, hefty, and then dryness, smokiness covers my mouth. Yeah, ooh, and some aniseed, like the aftertaste from a Pernod. Really hefty. Yeah, you can't learn a thing if you don't try that. It's too hefty for me, really. So really strong stuff we had, and it was a good sequence from lightly peated, no sherry influence, up to more peated, more sherry influence, up to Belechin with a full peaty taste. And well, now my mouth is covered and I feel the whole, well, output of this place here. Are there questions?
Yes, there is one question. Hey Horst, why are you guys at Edradar?
Why we're at Edradar? Well, Edradar is doubling its capacity. There's the old Edradar distillery, and the place is very small, and capacity is beyond limits. And now they built a second one on the other side of the river, the small creek flowing through the distillery. There will be a video online real soon where we show it was a lot of rain and the moss turned the water brown and it flows through these white buildings of the distillery. And on the other hand, other side of the creek, they're building a new distillery with exactly the same stills as they have in the Edradar distillery. And they found the old construction plans from 60 years ago when Richard Forsyth Sr. built those stills, and they will, well, show the whole process on the same level, on an even floor, so that you can have a look at the production. Very, very good. So I'm not sure how much we can show you on video from the new distillery, because it's still in the process of being built. A lot of construction works going on, so I'm not quite sure what we are able to show you. There will be a view from the outside, I think, and probably we'll have a few short shots inside. And what best is, there are new warehouses built up the river. And those 6 new warehouses have a huge capacity. They more than double the capacity of Erdauer for storing whiskey. And well, there we will see the Erdauer whiskey maturing, as well as the Signatory vintage cask maturing further on. And that's the reason why we're here, because the new distillery, well, reaches the final stage, and we hoped that it will go into production when we arrive here, but I think they still have some weeks to go. They are always not that fast as you think. Yeah. How many people are online?
About 30.
About 30, yeah.
And so we only have 5 minutes left.
So we have 5 minutes left, and then we run out of juice. And so this is the first, as I said, online live stream from a distillery, and I hope we are able to bring some more in the upcoming future. So please subscribe to our channel that you're informed when a new live stream goes on. We're not quite sure when we start the next one. Yeah, I think that's for now. Thank you for watching, stay tuned, and see you next time.